Hello everybody, Lord Almighty here. Today is Saturday, March 9th, 2024, and I'm here at a pond that I'm sure is familiar to most of you who've been watching the channel for a while, and you can expect to see a lot more of it between now and the end of June because this is my favorite spring pond to fish. And I'm hoping that since we got a storm front moving in later, in fact, it seems like it's just rolling in right about now, that it's going to put these fish on the feed. So I'm going to toss around, well, I'm going to be starting out with a spinnerbait, and I will see if the storm has whet these fish's appetites. Well, I'll tell you what, it is pretty chilly out here today. I can already feel it in my fingers. And with this wind starting to kick up more, it's only going to get colder. So, I don't know, I might end the day in gloves. We'll see. More to the point, I'm hoping that it's not so cold that it puts these fish down. I mean, I know I could probably force feed them a jig or something, but this time of year, these fish should start getting active and chasing baits around. Well, did not get any hits on the spinnerbait. So I tried something that I normally don't do, and I frankly don't do enough. I checked the water temperature, and judging by my little thermometer, water temps are in the high 30s. Which is kind of surprising because the air temps have averaged like in the low to mid 40s the past several days, even at night. But I mean, it is what it is, and if the water temps are that low, it means that a spinnerbait is probably not the right choice. So I mentioned earlier force feeding these fish a jig. Well, that's exactly what I decided to tie on. Black and blue jig. I've had pretty good success with this here in the past, especially early in the season like this. Sometimes it will scratch out bites when nothing else will. So I'm hoping that's what happens today. Oh, here comes the rain. I wonder if that'll turn the fish on. Alright guys, well, I gave it about another hour with the jig, and same results, 0 bites. So I think instead of staying here and trying to scratch out 1 or 2 bites, I'm just gonna leave and try someplace else. So sit tight and I will see you in a couple of seconds. All right, well, here we are at the next spot. I did pretty well here a couple of weeks ago, and hopefully these fish are right where I left them. And I'm gonna be starting out with the same thing that did the heavy lifting last time, which is the shallow Shad Rap. See if this turns up anything this time. Is that a fish? It's not fighting hard if it is one. It is a fish. It is a crappie. Okay. Oh, he's barely hooked too. Got him right on the edge of the mouth. All right, well, not an aggressive bite, but it was enough. There we go. Oh, he's off. Oh, wow. That was a hard hit. Wonder what it was. Oh, now I'm snagged. Oh, there we go. There we go, fish on. That was a pretty good thump too. Another crappie. Well, I have yet to get any bass. Wonder if they're even in this spot like they were last time. But even if all that's in here is crappie, I will take that on a cold, rainy day like today. Any bite's a good bite. There we go, fish on. There's a bass. Try to see if there was anything by the outflow. And this dude loaded on. All right. Oop, easy. All right. Not a big one, but that's what I'm after today. There we go. Well, these crappie are barely fighting. And they're barely getting the bait too. Look at that. Another one that's just hooked. Oh, see? Just pulled right out. Just hooked right on the skin of its mouth. Come on, buddy. Which way are you going? Other way, fool. That way. There you go. Oh, great. There's a shelf out there with some weeds on it. I'll bet you that's what I'm stuck on. I don't want to lose this bait, so I'm going to see if I can get around to the other side and pull it out from the other direction. I don't know, I might lose this one after all. Alright, I'm just gonna have to pull on it and hope for the best. Ooh, I think I got it. I did! Oh, that's what I was stuck on. Fortunately, it broke off. Alright. Well, maybe I don't fish from over there anymore. Maybe I just stick to this area. There we go, fish on. There's another bass. All right, so there are bass here still. That's good. Well, the bites are not fast and furious, but it's consistent at least. I'll stick with this crankbait a little bit longer. If not, I might switch to something else if I don't get bit anymore on this thing. Boy, this rain is just getting heavier and heavier. On the plus side, it's not as windy as the forecast was saying it was going to be. They were calling for like 20 to 30 mile an hour gusts, and we haven't gotten any of that so far. I hope I didn't just jinx myself. I guarantee you, if it starts blowing 20 to 30 miles an hour, I'm not sticking around. Is that a fish? I think it is. Probably another crappie because it's barely moving. Yep, that is indeed what it is. All right. Definitely more crappie than there were bass last time. Or this time, yeah. I don't know. I can't, my grammar is all screwed up right now because of the rain. When I get wet, my grammar circuit shorts out, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I'm just trying to catch fish here. All right, well, the crankbait bite seems to have gone cold, so I made a switch over to a gulp minnow on a drop shot. I thought about maybe doing the gulp minnow under a float, the 1-inch gulp minnow, since there's a lot of crappie around, but I feel like the drop shot would give me a better chance at some bass. And they'll pick up some crappie too, so we'll see how this works out. Oh, fish on. He's not fighting at all. Probably another crappie. Yep, it is. Crappie on the droppie. And there he dropped. All right, back you go, buddy. Well, the bite has gone colder than the wind and the rain is, so it is time to pack it in. Aside from the crappy weather, not a bad day of fishing. Couple bass, a bunch of crappie, so no real complaints there. You know, normally I'd celebrate a successful day of fishing with a nice glass of scotch, but on a day like today, man, a hot chocolate would really hit the spot. Thank you all so much for joining me, and I will see you on the next adventure.